afternoon, guys. Welcome back to the channel. We are jumping right back into the Project Grandpa truck turbo build. In the last episode, I talked about how I'm going to be taking all of this off the top side of the engine here so that I can wrap the up pipe and the down pipe just to give us extra protection from melting all these wires down in here. Obviously, those wires are very important. That's all the wiring harness to the truck, and they're sitting right on top of that down pipe. So we're gonna get that wrapped. I've already started taking this apart a little bit. If you'll notice, the wastegate dump is already taken off, the intake pipe's taken off, but that's not what we're gonna be working on today. Today, I really wanna focus on finishing up the intercooler mounting so that I can get the grill back on, get the headlights back in, and to be honest, it's just gonna feel nice to get something finished up along the way here. Just working my way through all these small details to finish up the project. I went ahead and picked up some hardware at Fleet Farm yesterday. Fleet Farm has just a huge selection of just bulk hardware. So what I decided, rather than bending this bracket and mounting it to the top of the intercooler, I'm actually gonna mount it directly up here flush to the grill support. Then I'll attach the intercooler to the bracket using some bolts and some standoffs, and I'll show you all that hardware here as we go. But I went ahead and I already drilled the holes through here to mount up the bracket. So let's go ahead and get that mounted up. If all of that goes well and all of that gets put together well, I'm also gonna look at connecting the oil supply line down at the oil sending unit. Now, in order to do that, we're gonna have to fabricate up, and I just spent a bunch of time at O'Reilly's digging through their parts bin, and a huge shout out to Paul down at O'Reilly for bearing with me as we just searched through random bins looking for parts. But so basically this comes out from right behind where the oil filter mounts, and then so we're going into a T here, then we'll go up. This will supply the oil right here. This is where this braided line here is going to connect, and then we can then thread the oil sending unit, the stock oil sending unit, back in right here and get it all connected up. So that's how we're going to tap into it. So if you remember, the turbo kit came with this brass union here as a way to tap into the oil sending unit. But I was having a hard time finding all the right adapters to adapt it from this large size here that the stock sending unit uses down to this small fine thread here. So just found it easier to replace that brass four-way union with this larger brass T. There were a lot less specialty parts to dig through in the bins at O'Reilly, and this is what we came up with. Now, whether that fits or not, that's gonna be the big question, because it's a pretty tight space down there. It's really hard to film, actually. But as you can see, right down in there is where you put on the oil filter. And I can't even stick my arm in there to point to you because there's just this small space to work with here. But I don't know if you can see. I'll try to stick the camera in there. But I already have one brass fitting on the back side of that. That's where that's going to connect up. That's where the oil sending unit came out of. So assuming with enough adapters, we can not hit that engine mount, and we'll get it all connected up. And you can see that braided line right here. There's the braided line for the oil supply for the turbo. So those are the two things I want to work on today. Really excited to get the grill back on because that's obviously gonna feel like a big step, getting the front of the truck put back together. It's gonna look like, well, a truck again. Let's jump right into it. So as for right now, I have this little aluminum thing in here kind of holding the right space that I want it in between the bumper here. We're not quite touching the bumper plastic, and we got it spaced away from the transmission cooler. So that's kind of where I want it to end up. So that's holding us there. Obviously we have some adjustments with these slotted holes here. So we're gonna grab these bolts I just picked up at Fleet Farm and get it mounted up to the grill support here. Okay, so now we got the bracket mounted up here. I just have it loosely mounted so I can still slide it back and forth to adjust it as necessary. But I got these standoffs here. So we're gonna put these standoffs in between the bracket and this mounting hole here. And as you can see, they're a little bit long. So we're gonna have to cut those down to size just a little bit. All right, so there we go. Got it cut to length, cleaned up on the grinder. So now we're gonna test fit it in here. That should fit just like that. And it fits absolutely perfect. So when we go ahead and tighten that down, we're gonna drop this bolt through here with a washer, of course, on top. And when we tighten it down, this standoff should give us some lateral rigidity, and it'll also keep from pulling, I'll be able to really tighten up on it and not pull down on this bracket. So gonna go ahead and get the other side cut. We'll get this thing mounted up, and we should be good after that to get the grill put back on. So looking forward to that. All right, and as I drop some Loctite on the bolt and my bumper, these are a metric bolt. It's an M8. Holy cow. I think this bottle is pressurized from the heat. These are an M8 by 1 1/4 thread, so the coarse thread metric. We're gonna throw some Loctite on here just to make sure these guys don't back out on us ever. Wipe this extra Loctite off the bumper. All right, and I'm not gonna tighten that up all the way until we get all the bolts in and I get the intercooler positioned exactly where I want it. And there we go. Got it all tightened up. Got those 2 standoffs in here. This bracket's nice and flush here. I ended up putting a couple washers under here just to make sure I span the large elongated hole, just so make sure it's nice and sturdy. But that intercooler is not going anywhere. So we got nice amount, a little bit of spacing here and here, and I'm about a finger width, a little more than a finger width away from that transmission cooler. So really happy with that. Still gonna get airflow in front of that thing. And if you hadn't noticed, I got the tow hooks back on. Obviously they're gonna be spaced down a little bit, about I think it's 1/4 inch aluminum. They're spaced down about 1/4 inch because of that bottom bracket. The intercooler is nice and centered in the front grille, and I'm really happy with how that turned out. It's nice and solid, not going anywhere. I didn't have to bend this 1/4 inch aluminum, which is gonna be kind of tricky, to be honest with you. And as you can see, the brackets for the grill connect right here, so we got plenty of room for those there. We're clearing those by a fair margin. But man, for being an amateur, I think that looks like a pretty professional install. So really happy with how that's turning out. I'm sweating like crazy here. Let's see if we can't get that grill back in and get this thing looking like a truck again. All right, so there we have it. The front of the truck is put back together. We got headlights in, marker lights in, the grille's back in, even the radiator covers back in and fastened in place. So the front of the truck is really looking finished here. Really exciting to see that because, it's been pulled apart for quite a while now. Tow hooks are in and tight. You can see the intercooler down there. It even sticks up above the bumper here a little bit. The further I get into this project, the more I am realizing that they fitted this turbo kit to the 97-98 model. If this was a 97-98, the grill doesn't dip down into the bumper like this. The grill just goes straight across. And on that truck, this would not be showing here because the bumper would cover it. Running into a few things just like that, and I'm assuming that's why the bracket did not bolt up the way they intended it to, just because of the difference in the grills. But that's okay, we made it work. A little more intercooler showing than I wanted to up here. I want it to be a sleeper truck. Just that much more obvious that there's an intercooler up here, but it's mounted. It looks great. And I think next video we're gonna get into getting the supply line hooked up here. I think I have all the parts I need for that. And then we'll also get into tearing this the rest of the way apart so that we can do the heat wrap, which I have right down here. The heat wrap's in the box here. We'll get the up pipe and down pipe heat wrapped. And of course, we still have to modify this down pipe here, get it cut so that it fits, because it clearly does not line up there. Some things that we have left to do here. Obviously the heat wrap, and then we'll get that all buttoned up. I need to probably tap the front of the turbine housing here to get one of these threaded in so that I can run the line from here to the turbo, so that'll run the wastegate. I do have a little bit of hose here that I'm going to connect to the idle air control valve back here. We'll have to weld in a little coupling into the intake tube here for this hose to connect to so that the idle air control valve can still work. We have to tie the blow-off valve into the vacuum line here, and we'll just use the vacuum line that used to run to the EGR valve. So as you can see, there is no EGR valve in here anymore. So we're gonna have to make a block-off plate or buy a block-off plate for the EGR valve, and then we'll have to get a vent hose for the PCV down here. So a huge thank you to everybody that reached out to me on Instagram with helpful hints for like the idle air control valve. Also, I had somebody else reach out to me with some ideas on how to change the intake tube so that the air filter ends up over here rather than straight into the brake booster. So we'll get into that in the next episode. And it's very possible they just didn't have the intake tube installed correctly on the CX Racing pictures on their website. Running into that with a few things here. So with all that being said, still quite a bit to go. I was gonna do the fuel pump video, and I was hoping that it would be similar to extended cab or a super cab, to where you could just lift up the bed and pull the fuel pump. But unfortunately the fuel pump's under the cab. So we are gonna have to drop the fuel tank, which means I'm gonna have to siphon a bunch of gas out of there, because I'm pretty sure there's about 3/4 of a tank of fuel in there. Plenty of stuff left to do here. So if you guys are enjoying this build, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. That's all we're gonna squeeze into one video today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time.